Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I am glad you're here. If you guys get the opportunity and you're so inclined, please hit that subscribe button down below. It would help me greatly get the video out to more people as I adjust my camera there. It will also notify you when I release new content. It'll also notify you when I go live and make community announcements in the community tab. If you like knife content and EDC content, I would love to have you join me. Today, I want to give my impressions and my long-term review of this killer pocket knife that's kind of dirty that I didn't clean up before the review because I've been playing with it. But this is the Renegade Provisions Co. God of Mischief, or the G.O.M. as it's referred to. This knife is titanium, black micarta, black hardware, black clip, and a totally blacked out blade. Guys, this little specimen is murdered out. It is a knife I picked up 7-8 months ago. I pre-ordered it. Took a while to get here. Not any longer than pre-order takes, but it was a knife. I did not get the gun rear because it was a larger knife, but I'd heard a lot of good things about it. And then when I saw the God of Mischief, or the G.O.M., it seemed to be more up my size alley. And guys, this, to just give you a spoiler before I get into the details, is quickly become one of my top 5 knives. Maybe top 10. I'd have to look at that a little closer. But this knife is a very elegant Wharncliffe blade. I don't know if you can see that that dust in there. That might be, if I nitpick it, a negative is the sharpness of that choil, but I don't think it's a negative because there's so many things that it does right. But anyways, guys, it's a Wharncliffe blade, M390 blade. It's got really nice jimping here, a very well done swedge with this kind of reverse tanto-y modified look to it. The jimping on it, again, is very well done, whether I hold this on the regular handle grip or whether I choke up to that finger choil, which is very adequate. I don't know how I just smutsed my blade. I must have had wicked wax on my rag. But anyway, it is on bearings. It has a very, very snappy, responsive detent. It is a concealed, or what would you call that? A hidden frame lock, bolster lock, really a frame lock where your scale, your micarta scale actually goes over it. So putting pressure on the lock bar is a non-issue. It's front flipper that is really set up well. I know a lot of people, and you guys know, or if you don't, I'll let you know, front flipping is one of my least favorite methods of deployment, but this knife did it well. It's got the jimping that goes up and over the entire flipper tab, so no matter where I grab that, it's going to give me a very sure-footed, no pun intended, flick. So as far as front flippers go, they're not my favorite, but this one works perfectly. I mean, you really can't fail it. This knife, you can thumb flick, even though I hate thumb flicking, which is something else. If y'all are new, you now know. If you're with the channel, you've always known that. I am a middle finger flicker. I am a middle finger flicker guy. And I know people hate that deployment method, but it just really works for me. I used to not be able to do the middle finger flick. Of all people, one of my brothers, Beard of Doom, had some videos that I would watch because I thought he was a great middle finger flicker. I liked the way he'd turn it sideways and pop it out. But anyway, after watching it, and you know, we can all learn to do anything. So middle finger flipping is my deployment method, and this knife does it very well. It's also a top flipper. You can thumb flick it. Slow rolling, if you pinch it, you can do. Again, the detent's very strong. When I say pinch it, grab it on both sides of that fuller. If you try to just slow walk it from here, you're going to pop it out of the detent and it's going to kind of snap out on you. The back spacer is titanium. It's done very well, takes up almost that entire back space there. And then you've got the lanyard doodad slot done with a pin here, so it doesn't impede on the ergonomics or the appearance of the knife, but you still, the lanyard lovers still have their lanyard tube. The clip is done very well. Titanium clip, has a nice ramp. The Micarta is not rough. It's got very, very smooth texture, so it doesn't catch on your pants. I wear it or carry it mainly in khakis. And it goes with one hand in and out of the pocket with ease. So it really works well in and out of the pocket. It's very ergonomical with these just smooth lines. I mean, you've got contoured handles that radius out. You've got, when we talk about construction methods, you've got T8 hardware everywhere on this knife. Your pocket clips, your body screws, your pivot, one bit and done, to quote Jared Nees. But again, guys, this knife is quickly become one of my most carried, my favorite knives. I loved it when I saw it on the pre-order. I was a little hesitant to get the blackout, but I am so thankful that I did. If there is anything to point out here that is less than absolutely stellar, and I actually like this because if you've seen my videos before where I talk about the hot dog down the hallway, I'm not a fan of knives that have really big deployment holes where you can have your finger accidentally slip through the hole and give you a false or a short deployment. This knife is 100% flickable 100% of the time. The way it does that is it's got this stepped opening here, but it's very sharp. So when you see that dust, that's actually fingernail dust that it picks up, and I guess it kind of epilates it when I go to flick it. So it's not uncomfortable. It does not cause me anything. I just wanted to point it out. If any of you guys come across this knife, there's some of my fingernail dust there. If you guys find this knife and pick it up, I don't want anybody to say, I wish he'd mentioned that it's a little sharper in that cutout hole. Now, is it any sharper than the Paramilitary 2? Not really. It's just stepped in there, and since it's so narrow, you're just basically resting the lip of your finger, if you choose to middle finger flick it, against that opening. If you don't, this is a perfect knife to front flip if you like front flipping knives. But the God of Mischief, guys, is just fantastically executed by Reate, made by Reate. M390 blade, again, full titanium with micarta insets or micarta scales here. Titanium pocket clip, which I've got a little wear and tear on it. And now let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. Get an idea of how big this knife is. Look at it next to the Cold Steel Fomax. Smaller than the 4Max. Let's look at it up against the Civivi Baby Banter. It's going to be bigger than the Baby Banter. Let's look at it next to the Benchmade Bug Out. It's a little shorter than the Benchmade Bug Out. Spyderco Paramilitary 2. So guys, I'm thinking it's about a 1/4 inch smaller than our Bug Out, about an inch smaller than our Para 2. So let's do this. Let's get you guys some Ben Peterson NAFCO titanium ruler that I can't read dimensions. And our blade is going to come in right over 3 1/4. Our cutting edge is right at 3 inches. Our handle is at 4.5 inches. Our distance to the front of that choil, 4 3/4, right under 4 3/4 inches. Let's get Grateful Panics. .54 at the thickest point. 0.42 on the edges. Blade stock is 0.152, if I read that right. So anyway, and I'll have dimensions if I can find them in the description of this video. But that, guys, is the God of Mischief. Let me grab a piece of paper. Now this knife has not been sharpened, has not been stropped, has been used, and is very, very sharp. It's still hair shaving sharp, actually. I've opened a bunch of packages with this. I've cut down some boxes. I have not gone through and processed 30, 40 boxes like I do when I go do my box breakdown parties, but I have cut down several, so the edge seems to be holding up really well. Again, I haven't put it through any super hard paces, but guys, I love the way this knife cuts. It is so thin behind the edge. Yeah, I could do that all day. Sorry guys for the diversion there. But that is the Renegade Provisions God of Mischief, the version 1, if I'm not mistaken. This is the first drop of this knife. I don't think they're available new. I haven't seen a lot of them on the secondary, but they will be, I would think, with the popularity of this knife, come out again. I can highly recommend it. This knife is on the higher inside, I would guess, of a production folder. I want to say it was right around $300 on pre-order. Might have been a little bit less than that, might have been a little bit more. I just don't have my my spreadsheet in front of me. But guys, it's not one that I regret. It's a knife that I absolutely love. I can't stress enough how well it fits my hand, how comfortable the choil is, how useful this blade is. This is a package opening machine. It's great for cutting string, cutting paracord. I imagine it would be great for feather sticking wood, getting a fire started. But I use it kind of as a larger gentleman's folder. Compare it to one more knife, the one I carried today, because I think it's about the same size as my Hinder or Jurassic, because that's the size knives I like, and it is. So, not that many people know the size of a Hinder or Jurassic, but that is about the exact same size as the God of Mischief. This is a great knife. I'll have a review coming on it soon if I haven't done one already. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to come by and check out my video. I hope you find it helpful. I hope that if you're still here, that you will subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it very much. I'd really appreciate if you look out for the guy or gal to your left, look out for the guy or gal to your right, look out for one another, go forward with love in your heart, yada, yada, yada. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.